All right, so yesterday I was just like on Discord vibing, and then someone's like, Nebula drops at 8 p.m. I'm like, what? So I looked, and I'm like pretty excited to talk about it. Like, award season is truly like, we're in it now. Right now, just as a heads up, you personally can nominate for the Ursula K. Le Guin Award in Fiction. They have a website and their qualifications. You have to write a little blurb. You can do that for like any book you think fits that award. If you paid for membership in time or had a membership last year, you can nominate till I believe the end of the month for Hugo's. And the Locus poll is open till the middle of April, I believe. So just, as a heads up. In a couple weeks, I will share what I voted for in the Locus Awards and also my ballot for the Hugo's. So that is in the near future. I have started working on that, which is why I'm kind of like excited I get to actually look at a list. And so we're going to get into it. There are some categories I'm going to talk about more than others because some categories I actually have opinions on and others I'm like vastly not in the know. So for example, best poem, best comic, I got nothing. I know nothing. This is unfortunately a part of the genre I do not engage with. But best game writing, yes. For some reason, last year, Ryan was in the know. So one we don't know anything about is Spire Spurgency. I don't know anything about that. And then one that we own and haven't played yet is Dispatch. But we're excited about Dispatch. Ryan thinks I might like it. And then one that I haven't played and have no interest in playing is Hollow Knight Silksong. But Ryan is currently playing it, and I know he loved the first one. I think these are like similar to like the game Metroid started a certain style of game. And I think this is kind of like that. It's very hard, very iconic animation style already. Like I feel like when you see a Hollow Knight game. One that I haven't played, but I've played the first in the series, Hades 2. Electric Boogaloo. I haven't played this one yet. Eventually, when it's on the PlayStation. It's only on the Switch right now, and we own a Switch, but I only play on the PlayStation. That's all I do. And then there are two that I have played, and I really enjoyed. One, Blueprints. What a fun little puzzle game. I think it's not perfect because you can mitigate some things, but I don't think there's quite enough mitigation built in for how long your runs can be with minimal payoff based off RNG luck, but still, pretty fun game. A game that I am in the middle of right now, I'm in Act 3, but I'm obsessed with it in a way that I've never been obsessed with a video game. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, yes. All the yes. So, and that soundtrack, there is very little I don't love about that game, except for the platforming. The platforming is so 2004, it hurts. Like, it reminds me of, like, playing, like, Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets or something like that. And it's like, oh, I fell again. Great. That's how I feel. So, yeah, those are my thoughts there. I don't have many thoughts on the middle grade and young adult fiction because I rarely read new fiction in those categories. I mean, the one that I do recognize is Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the new Susan Collins. But other stuff I know nothing about. So, moving on. I swear, the rest of this I actually have more thoughts on. Like, outstanding dramatic presentation. Yeah, I think I've seen most of this, and one of the things I haven't seen is on the TBR, or To Be Watched. So the thing that's on the To Be Watched, Pluribus Season 1. We have Apple TV, we just have not gotten to it yet, mainly because Olympics and Expedition 33. We have watched very little TV recently. Like, I think yesterday we're like, I guess we should watch an Abbott. So we spent 25 minutes watching TV. Because we've also been watching a lot of our YouTube videos. But Pluribus, I hear, is a very good sci-fi TV show. Excited. And actually, looking at this, Apple TV, very well represented. Severance. And I don't know, this is not for season 2. It's for a specific episode, and I can't remember the episode. Let me, look it up. Well, I don't want to click away from here. Let's see if I can click away without anything bad happening to me. It just, went to this other screen. That's just super annoying. It could be better. I wanted to just click on the title of the episode and look it up to remind myself what it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to say what the episode is, but that is the episode I would pick. Just so we're clear. If I had to pick one Severance episode, that is the one I would pick. I like the whole season 2, though. I really did. Another one from Apple TV, Murderbot Season 1. It was good. I don't personally think it holds a candle to other things that I like in this category, but it was good. It was a good time. I like it more than the novella. I'm excited that there'll be more. Like, I think it's a good show. Like, it's a nice time. I think a show that I liked more than that that's not on this list, Fallout. Well, Fallout Season 2, I guess, was this year. So I guess it couldn't be on the list. Fallout Season 2 is really good. And then we have some movies. In order of my enjoyment, K-pop Demon Hunters, very good, very iconic, really great animation and just a fun time. I don't think it does more than be fun for me, and yeah. And then Warner Brothers really had a 1-2 punch in my emotional space. We have Superman, which I'm a Superman girl. Like, I grew up on Superman. I do not like Man of Steel with a fiery passion hotter than a sun. And Superman was delightful. Filmed in Cleveland. It was, the ending was so emotional and cathartic, and he's just a perfect Clark and Superman combo. I just had a great time. And I'm not surprised because I trust James Gunn implicitly with my superhero media. Just implicitly. And then, of course, my Oscar winner, Sinners. Sinners. We own that in 4K Ultra. We have that. It's just so good. Like, I don't know what to, like, I say this a lot with books. I love art that is enjoyable entertainment camp that is also thematically rich and just well crafted and intentional. And Sinners is all of that. It's just all of that. It is so good. And it's about music and history and ancestry. I really like it. So, yeah. I don't know what'll win, actually. I don't know how the authors will vote, because this is an authors award. So I guess if you don't know, Nebula's, it's a lot like the Oscars, but for authors. Like, authors vote on other authors' works and stuff like that. So it's very much like the Oscars. Or maybe the Golden Globes. I don't know enough about either of those things, but it's people in the industry voting on people in the industry. It's that type of an award. So now we got short stories. And I thought I would know more. And I could have known too, because one of these we did have as a thread in my Discord for Patreon, and I just haven't read it yet. Because we read, like, just short stories from magazines throughout the year. But the one I did read is really strong, and that is In My Country, Thomas Ha, who has a short story collection that I need to get to, called Uncertain Suns, that came out last year. It's on my Hoopla, so if you're interested in this author's work, you have access to it on Hoopla if you're in the United States, probably. Other ones, I don't recognize other ones. The one that I should have read and will read soon is the Taulish Island Songbook of the Dead, I believe. And the other ones, I don't actually recognize the authors. So I may or may not get to any of these if they're also on the Hugo shortlist. It'll just depend. We might actually pull from these to pick our next couple reads for the next couple months because we are nosy and like having opinions. And I know Sam in the Discord has read quite a few of these and agrees with most of them. Novelette had me excited because 2 of the ones that are on my ballot are here because, like, it just makes me so happy. So the big one that I love so much, and this author is eligible for Astounding. If you are a Hugo nominator, and it's so hard sometimes to find Astounding nominations because it's like someone who's never published short stories or novels. And that's the tricky part. Like, you can see when someone has a debut novel, but you might not know that they used to write an Uncanny like 3 years ago. But Never Eaten Vegetables by H.H. Pak. Oh my god. Is this one of my favorite novelettes of all time? It's really compelling. It's we have a spaceship and a pregnant woman, and the spaceship kind of had to act like a pregnant entity because a bunch of embryos just came to fruition in this generation ship too early. And it's kind of about how the data from that trip was lost, and it's a flashback and present day situation. There's really good discussions about autonomy and parenthood and corrupt corporations and cutting corners. It's so good. The title is literally just the name of the spaceship, Never Eaten Vegetables, okay? It's so good. And then the other one is the name Zia, or Zaya. I don't actually know which one it is. So this is from Reactor, which is a tour magazine. And this one is a really good conversation on cultural appropriation and assimilation when going to another school. And these people have magic in their names, and they literally sell them off. And so it's about what the name still represents, how some people can assimilate better than others, what these names that they're selling off are even used for compared to what they could be. It's incredible. Highly recommend. And I think there's another one in here. I want to read Uncertain Suns. Like, I just want to read Thomas Ha. That's in here. So that's the titular story in that short story collection. And then I can't remember which one I'm supposed to read in our Discord, but I'm sure we'll read a few more of these as well. So I was just happy that I actually knew things. So moving on to Best Novella, I knew 2 of these as well. And I know of one that I'm honestly kind of interested in, but then there's one I didn't know came out that I'm interested in. So first, things that I knew. The River Has Roots. It's good. I like the short story more. That's in that, it's not even a collection, in that bind up. And I've actually just started her short story collections, and I just reread, like, the titular story in Seasons of Glass and Iron is one I've read before, and it's a really strong story. So I just reread that one because it's the first one in the collection, and the one that's in A River Has Roots is in there as well. So I think she's just a stunning short story person for me, less so novella. And then there is But Not Too Bold, which I really enjoyed. A nice gothic spider house quiet story that I just like. I liked how it was written. Like the atmosphere, if you're like an atmosphere reader, this novella was really good. One that I am cautiously curious about, like I almost bought it several times when I was in Chicago, Automatic Noodle. So Annalee Newitz. If I didn't have such an okay time with the Terraformers, I probably would have picked this up. I love the cover. I really like the premise. I'm just really nervous. So I'm hoping it actually is shortlisted for the Hugo so I can get it in my packet to read. And it will motivate me. Like, I'm sure I can get it from the library easy because I am blessed to be in the Cleveland Public Library System, which is the best public library system. You might not know that, but it is. And it's better than New York. It's better than Boston. It's better than Chicago. I guess I don't know how it compares to the California libraries, but like, I never have to wait for anything. Like, for anything. That's a tangent. I had insomnia last night, so I'm a little spicy. One that I really want to get to. So there was, I can't remember if it was a Nebula or if it was Ursula K. Le Guin, but there was a work, Shiggity and the Brass something. There was a heist story that I read by this author from, I think he's from Africa. I don't remember which country, unfortunately. I should look that up. Actually, let's do that real quick. Wole Talabi. He's Nigerian. Okay, so it's a Nigerian author. And he wrote the story Descent. And like, I really liked his novel. And I think he could really sing for me in the novella space. And then the other 2 I know nothing about. One is Disgraced Return of the Cap's Needle. Don't know anything about that one. And then we have The Death of Mountains. And what's nice is of all of these, like only 3 of the 6 are Tor.com. So that's kind of nice. And then the big category, which has 7 entries. That feels like a lot. I don't know if that's actually a lot, but I feel like most of the time it's 6. So I feel like there was like a tie somewhere at the bottom of this list. So last year, I think the winner was, I think the winner was by John Wiswell. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the red cover and it's a monster sort of romance-ish. But this one's Wearing the Lion, which I think is Greek inspired. Like, I think it has to do with Hera and maybe Heracles, maybe? Also, I've never noticed that Hera and Heracles like start kind of the same sound, even though he is not her son. But anyways, that's a tangent. One I've heard nothing about, and I'm like, ooh, I should look into that because I don't know what that is Sour Cherry. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't think I've read anything by that author. Let's take a look-see real quick on the internet. Yeah, this is a modern gothic horror novel. Yeah, that sounds good. It mentions that it's a folktale retelling. I won't bring it up in case you don't want to hear it. And have I read anything else by this author? What else is this author? Because the author's name is like mildly familiar to me, but I don't actually know. I think it's just Sour Cherry, which has some fascinating covers. So that one, like of all the novels that I've seen on this list, I'm like, maybe I'll read it. Because, spoiler alert, I'm really not feeling Wearing the Lion. Like, if it also gets nominated for other awards, maybe I'll eventually prioritize it. But, like, I only liked Someone You Can Build a Nest In. that one. I only liked it. I didn't love it, so I'm not like really eager. But Sour Cherry, I'm like, The Incandescent is here. Joyful. Absolutely joyful. Like, bare minimum, they could put the sticker on it. Nebula shortlist, Nebula finalist. Get it on the shelves more. So good. Had so much fun. This list is either I'm obsessed with it or which I'm okay with. I'm okay with the spectrum. Because here's the is Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor. I've read a ton of Nnedi Okorafor. Like, if you are new here, you might not know this, but I've read a lot of Nnedi Okorafor. Like, 4 or 5 works. Like, I've read all 3 of the Binti, I've read 2 other novellas, and I've read Lagoon. So I've read a lot of Nnedi Okorafor. I have not given more than a 4-star to any of them. Maybe 4.5 for Noor, which is one that people don't typically like. And so I am very much like, this author just isn't the one that sings for me. I have given it my time. I have tried. And I don't think Death of the Author, like, I'm almost like curious about it because of how some people talk about it, but I don't think I'll enjoy the time. It also, I feel, is less traditional genre fiction tropes and trappings and more general fiction in the sci-fi space, which I'm not against. I read literary sci-fi all the time. I just don't know if that's what I'm in the mood for. The cover's stunning, though, and if you can see the hardcover in real life, it's a book. It's a nice book. So, yeah. And then another is Catabasis, R.F. Kuang. I am actually kind of optimistic about her newest book, mainly the cover. Like, the newest book coming out, that cover is stunning. But it's also in a school setting. Like, this girl needs to stop writing in a school setting. I say that as someone chronically in academia. Like, chronically, that's where I am. I don't want to read a story about a grad student getting their PI from hell. Like, I don't. I was a grad student. I had to get a PhD. Yes, it was hell. I don't need the metaphor. Like, I'm good. I lived it. I lived the metaphor. I'm fine. And then everything I'm hearing about it just seems like it's doing all the stuff I don't like in her work and none of the stuff that I do like in her work. So I probably won't read this one. Like, I'm probably not. Never say never. If it's on enough lists, maybe I will. Because it's probably going to be on the Hugos because of the whole Babel situation. It's just like, ugh. So who knows? Maybe. Never say never. It's probably for sure an audiobook situation. Let me just put it that way. Because I don't think my eyeballs want to read it. But the next one is also on my Hugo ballot. Is The Buffalo Hunter, Stephen Graham Jones. So good. Really, really loved that one. I loved the narrative levels to it. I also read it the same weekend I watched Sinners for the first time, which, like, did I know I was in a historical vampire mood? No. If I was someone who people watched for thematic vlogs, that one writes itself. But I did not. I simply did all of that in a vacuum and then probably chatted about it in a Friday Reads. But yeah, so Buffalo Hunter and Incandescent, like, those are in my top 10 of last year. So, like, represent. And then another one I want to read. So Sour Cherry, interested in, cautiously would try out. And then we have When We Were Real, which is a book I heard about when I was putting together what are the sci-fi books that I missed from 2025. Now, I have other books I'm more into from that list, like Sunward and We Are the Horizon. But When We Were Real, if this ends up on other lists, I'm like, it was already on my radar because people I know like it and they have similar tastes to me and stuff like that. So, in general, this list sings more for me than last year's. Is it perfect? No. But I think I like that it has the spectrum of, like, completely uninteresting to me and some of my favorites of last year. I think that means they're probably doing something close to right in representing what came out last year. So yeah, that is the list. Those are my responses, my thoughts, my reactions. Like I said, in a couple weeks, I'll show my entire ballot and what I voted for in the Locus Awards as we get into the next round, because in a couple months we'll get the Hugo shortlist, and isn't that thrilling? That's exciting for me. Especially because, like I said, I am more in the know about short stories this year, and that is really where I'm having fun, is being like, which short story was it? And I do need to start reading 2026 stories so I don't get behind again, but that's neither here nor there. Have you looked at the list? What do you like? What don't you like? What opinions do you have? What was your Oscar movie? I know we didn't talk about the Oscars, but, like, what was your Oscar movie? And if you just want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here, let's leave a cherry for sour cherry. And otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.